What's up, my pungios? Andy with Tech Influence here, excited to go over the 6-in-1 4K 60 USB-C Steam Deck dock from the folks at WavLink. This is a great way here to integrate really high quality HDMI video, including supporting up to 4K 144 Hz, 2K 165 Hz, or 1080p at 240 Hz display. You've got a LAN port that supports up to a gigabit speed with 85 watt upstream charging, as well as USB-C and USB-A plugs up to 100 watts and 10 gigabit transfer speeds. It does only support single display as there's one 2.0 HDMI port, but what's great here is it has a really robust and aluminum build so that it can hold up your Steam Deck while also allowing you for peripherals like a webcam, keyboard, mouse, etc. With that said, the folks at WavLink provided me complimentary and sponsored this video. Down below in the links in the description will be the product pricing and availability. Let's unbox this, demonstrate, and play a couple of games here on the Steam Deck. Unboxing is pretty straightforward. I really like how they have a low profile here. And then there it is. It's the device and all its contents on the inside. What I like is the careful care and attention here, especially this high quality black anodized aluminum chassis and build to be able to give you that dock protection and to be able to hold it up. As you can see here, it's got metal dock here giving you an appropriate angle with silicone here to be able to hold it tight. And then on the back side here, all the peripherals you can see. They've got a nice braided cable that is 90 degrees, which will fit that Steam Deck port while still also giving you full access to all the other peripherals here. USB 3.0, your in and outputs up to 100 watts and 85 watt charging here respectively. And then obviously the 2.1 HDMI up to 4K 144 Hertz display. Very impressive here. I have a 4K display 60 and I also have a 1440p 120 Hertz display that we want to check out. And then lastly here we've got LAN that it has access to. Okay, we're on location. I've got my Steam Deck. I've got a dock here as well as a 4K 60 Hertz display. We've got a keyboard and mouse, and I even have a hard drive full of games that you can plug into the Steam Deck. What's great about the dock here from WavLink is that it's got such a minimal design, but you can have your Steam Deck fitting upright while still being able to use all of the different inputs here and passing power. We're gonna go ahead and unplug it here. The provided plug from Steam Deck, we're just gonna go ahead and plug right into the power USB port. This will then push and draw all the power that's needed. Plugging in all my peripherals. I've got two USB ports. Plug in my mouse as well as my keyboard. We'll get my HDMI cable. Plug it in for 4K 60, and then we can go ahead and plug in my 1 terabyte gigabit speed hard drive. Lastly, we don't want to forget the gigabit of internet, so I've got it plugged in easily in this port. You can see the lights are starting to glow, and now we're ready to go ahead and place the Steam Deck on its dock, and then it's got this nice 90-degree angle USB Type-C. We can just plug it right on the top to move data and power. And then lastly, we can put our headphones in for volume or audio if you don't have external speakers. Now that the device is powered on, it immediately jumps to 4K 60, which is exciting. And we have now big picture on the Steam OS with mouse and keyboard support respectively. I really like that. We can go ahead here into the system. You can see that the battery is charging. We can go into storage. It shows the T7 SSD that's plugged in. Going into display, it's set 4K at 60 Hertz, which we will go ahead and keep the settings. And then lastly, you can see here we are connected a wired Ethernet connection, getting you that output, which is nice. Okay, we're here on Portal 2. You can see on video, the resolution is 4K with a widescreen aspect ratio. We'll turn the brightness up just a little bit, allowing for these other resolutions if you'd like. We'll go ahead and hit apply. It looks and plays just fine. I really like it. Oh, I remember this one. Oof. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this puzzle here on Portal 2 and playing it on 4K at 60 frames a second, which I think is pretty smooth. With that said, I'm very pleased with this Steam Deck dock. The 6-in-1 is the most robust that I've seen here from WavLink. They do a great job with a very high quality build, allowing for all of your peripherals on the back and then allowing you for high-speed transfers, LAN connection, as well as HDMI 2.0 and high-speed USB-C and USB-A ports. With that said, the folks at WavLink did provide this to me complimentary and sponsor this video. Down below in the links in the description will be the product pricing and availability. Thanks so much for checking that out here, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.